Surprises, not for Russley alone. September and October were months of heavy work for Vinzen's Lisa, and he was busy from dawn to dark. Usually he was in a happy mood at this season because of the blessings of a bounteous harvest. However, this autumn he went around in silence and often stood lost in thought, gazing into space. It was evident he was pondering some difficulty. Indeed, the problem of Vincy's future filled his mind night and day and left him no peace, for he loved his son and was as proud of him as only a father can be. But the boy must be brought to his senses and realize his good fortune. After many days spent in weighing the matter, he came to a definite decision, and went into the room where his wife sat mending his shirt. She was just as much disturbed as he, and for the same reason. "I'll take the boy away on Sunday," said he directly he came in. "I'll take him to my brother in Freiburg. There will be plenty of work until winter, and Vincy will be glad of it, for he will find no amusements there." Mrs. Lisa's sewing slipped out of her fingers into her lap as she looked up at her husband, pale with dread. "Have you considered the state your brother is in, Vinzen's? Do you not remember the name they have given him?" she asked. She was filled with anxiety, for she could picture their Vincy staring ahead as was his habit, and her brother-in-law, sad figure that he was, alongside him. "That's nothing," replied her husband. "He is not vicious, he just doesn't take to work and can't manage things, but he has sense enough to know there should be a master on the place as well as a servant. That is why he insists I ought to go back or send my boy to him. Vincy is not stupid, and when he finds he can issue orders, he will like it. After that comes knowledge. This is just the thing for him, believe me. I have thought it all over, and we are off on Sunday." Plenty of objections occurred to Mrs. Lisa, but since it seemed everything she had said only strengthened her husband's determination, she remained silent and he went off. When she was alone with her thoughts, she remembered what grief she had suffered when Vincy went away before, and how much better things had gone with him than she had feared. She had not trusted in the dear God. He had led her lad to kindly people, and surely to begin grieving and doubting now, as though she knew better than he what was best for Vincy, displayed ingratitude. She would put everything in his hands, in full confidence that the Father in heaven meant well with all his children and would guide hers as was best. She grew calm, and longed to talk with Vincy, who did not know anything about this new plan. That evening she heard Vincy and his father as they returned from the woods where they had been all day, and called the boy to her, for she knew that her husband would be busy in the stable and barn and would not miss him. Stephanie came running in as soon as she heard Vincy, but her mother sent her out to the barn on an errand, expecting she would remain there quite a while with her animal friends. But Stephanie had noticed that her mother had something special on her mind, and thought it was absolutely necessary she should be present. She flew on her errand and was back again. But her mother did not share her view, and said, "Go and search every corner in the henhouse. You know the hens lay in unexpected places. Hunt everywhere before you bring in the eggs." Stephanie ran as fast as she could, but she was hardly out of the house before she came rushing back. Flinging open the door, she shouted, "He is coming back! He is coming back!" With that she was off again. The mother and Vincy gazed at one another. Both had the same thought, but it seemed so impossible that neither expressed it. The door opened again, and what they thought impossible was really a fact. Stephanie stepped in triumphantly, holding Mr. Delric by the hand. The surprise was so great that neither Mrs. Lisa nor Vincy could utter a word, though both their faces beamed with joy.